Greetings and welcome to another Pokemon 2019 or Pokemon Journeys anime episode review. This time I'm talking about episode 87, so let's get to it. Episode 87 begins with an airplane that is flying towards Vermilion City. A girl named Regina is on this airplane with her parents. Regina looks sad and her mother says that Regina will surely make friends here in Vermilion City. But Regina says, I already, and she does not finish the sentence, but I am sure that she was going to say, I already have a friend, since she is holding a Pokeball which she grips tightly while saying this, meaning that this Pokemon is her friend. Regina's mother wonders what Regina was going to say, but Regina simply says, never mind, and she closes the window next to her as the episode fades to black, while the airplane prepares to land in Vermilion City. The episode then cuts to Cerise Institute. Chloe and Goh are about to go to school together and they are surprisingly taking Ash along. Professor Cerise tells them to take care and he says that Ash should just enjoy going to school. Ash says that he can't see this going well, but Goh says that it will be fine, that he will make sure that they all know how awesome Ash is. Ash says that this is what he is worried about. So at this point I was wondering, what is going on here? Why is Ash going to school? Why did Goh say that he will tell people how awesome Ash is? On the way to school, Goh says that when he heard that the topic was people you are friends with, he thought of Ash immediately. Ash says that this makes sense, but that it is still weird that he is going to school as well. Goh says that seeing Ash in person is the best way to show off how funny Ash is. This honestly reminds me of some cartoons from back in the day which sometimes had episodes where kids had to take a pet or something that they find cool or strange or interesting to school so they could share it with the rest of the class. And some kid, usually the protagonist, would usually always take something crazy or unique, like an alien or a supernatural creature or some weird pet. Said creature, pet, or alien would usually be reluctant to go to school. I am reminded of this here because Ash does not really feel like going to school while Goh is happy and excited to bring Ash along. And he talks about Ash like Ash is some kind of strange being from another planet. Chloe watches Ash and Goh as she walks behind them and she says that she's happy for Goh because he has such a good friend. Eevee then notices something in the nearby park. Regina is here with her Glaceon. This is the Pokemon that wasn't the Pokeball Regina had when the episode began. Chloe realizes that Glaceon is another one of Eevee's evolutions and so she is surprised, while Eevee is very happy. Now it is fitting and quite the coincidence that Eevee notices Regina and Glaceon the moment that Chloe said that she was happy for Goh because he found a friend. It's clear that they are hinting at the fact that Chloe and Regina will become friends in this episode. Chloe then notices that Regina refers to Glaceon by the nickname Miche. Ash and Goh tell Chloe that they're going to be late for school, so Chloe turns to them to say that she will be going soon. Chloe then turns around and she sees that Regina and Miche are gone. This saddens Chloe because she missed the chance to talk to them. The episode then cuts to school where Goh presents Ash to the class with the help of this crude picture of Ash that shows that Ash only has Pokemon and Pokemon battles inside his head. Everyone else in class laughs as a result. Ash disagrees with this, saying that he does think of other things, so Goh wonders what else does Ash think about. And Ash says that he thinks about what is for dinner, meaning that he also thinks about eating. This prompts even more laughter from the other students who say that Goh's presentation is more of a comedy act than a presentation, and indeed, it does feel like Goh is making fun of Ash. Maybe this is not Goh's intention, maybe he just thinks that Ash is funny, but it does feel like Goh has been mocking Ash from the start of this episode, which is not cool. Goh then says that the most important thing is that Ash can't understand Pokemon. Ash says that Goh can understand them too, but Goh says that Ash understands them in a different way. That Ash has a sort of animal instinct, which again shows that Goh does think that Ash is some strange wild animal or something. Chloe smiles and she thinks to herself that she knows what Goh is talking about. This reminded me of when Dawn and Chloe both agreed that Ash just has Pokemon and Pokemon battles in his head. They both agreed that Ash is like a Pokemon freak, so I guess that no one thinks that Ash is a normal person. Goh then concludes his presentation on Ash, so everyone claps, and the teacher says that Ash should stick around and he should enjoy the rest of the day at school. Regina and Miche then enter the classroom. The teacher reveals that Regina is a transfer student that will only be here for a short time, since she is here in Vermilion City because her parents are working on something here for the time being. This is the classic transfer student trope that is so common in anime. Now Regina is clearly not happy, while Miche is clearly angry. The teacher then tells Regina that in this school, Pokemon are left outside in the Pokemon garden. The teacher then wonders if someone will show Regina the way to the garden. Regina says that she can find the garden herself, but the teacher says that they can't have Regina get lost. Chloe then happily volunteers to be Regina's guide. Chloe was clearly interested in Regina earlier, so Chloe is clearly taking this opportunity to approach and talk to Regina. Chloe happily introduces herself, but Regina does not say anything. Chloe then takes Regina to the Pokemon garden, and on the way there, Chloe says that Glaceon is beautiful, but Regina still does not talk. However, when Chloe says that Glaceon's nickname is Miche, Regina finally talks, and she wonders how Chloe knows this. So Chloe reveals that she saw Regina earlier and that she heard when Regina called Glaceon Miche. Chloe goes on to say that she did want to talk to Regina back then, but she missed her chance, so she is happy that she got to see Regina again. But Regina once again gives Chloe the silent treatment, which does bother Chloe. It's clear that Regina is a girl of few words, but not because she is trying to be mean. Judging by what Regina's mother said at the beginning of the episode, I knew at this point that Regina is probably not a very sociable person. That maybe she is not used to talking to other people or something like this. Chloe, Regina, and Miche then reach the Pokemon Garden, where Chloe introduces Regina and Miche to Pikachu, Eevee, and Grookey, who immediately get very friendly with Miche. However, Miche is not too fond of all the attention, which is funny. Chloe mentions that Pikachu is Ash's partner and that Grookey is Goh's partner. She also says that she will introduce Regina to Ash and Goh later, though Regina remains stoic. Regina reacts, however, when she sees all the attention that Miche is getting, especially when Chloe also gives some love to Miche. Regina then says goodbye to Miche, saying that they can meet again when it is time to go home. Regina is sad while she says this, which shows that she does not want to be separated from Miche. Chloe tells Regina that she can visit the garden during lunch break. Regina smiles just slightly when she hears this, and she says that she will come check on Miche during lunch, which again shows how much Regina wants to be with Miche, since just knowing that she can see Miche sooner made her smile, which is a big deal considering how little she has smiled thus far. In fact, the only other time that Regina smiled prior to this moment was back when Regina was playing with Miche in the park, which shows just how much Regina loves being with Miche. So, Chloe and Regina head back to the classroom while a sad Miche watches them leave. On the way back to the classroom, Chloe mentions that her father is a researcher, and that Ash and Goh live at her father's research lab, which is called Ceres Institute. Regina is shocked when she hears this because she remembers that back home, she heard her parents talking about Ceres Institute. They wanted to have Glaceon examined here, which is why they came to Vermilion City. So, Regina and Chloe get back to the classroom and everyone, except for Ash, decides to surround and bombard Regina with questions. This is what usually happens to transfer students. Regina is overwhelmed and she can't deal with all the attention. Miche then comes running with Pikachu, Eevee, and Grookey in pursuit. Miche sees what's happening to Regina but with a negative outlook. To Miche, it looks like Regina is being bullied. Now Ash does tell everyone to calm down, but it's too late, since Miche freezes everyone with Blizzard. Regina is shocked and scared when she sees this. She then remembers that something like this happened before. When she was little, her classmates bullied her because she looked like the Ice Queen from a fairy tale. And Miche froze the bullies in order to protect Regina, which shows that Miche cares a lot about Regina, and Miche just wants to help her. Pikachu, Eevee, and Grookey then break the ice and they free everyone. Regina then apologizes for freezing everyone even though she did not really do anything, but of course, she is apologizing on behalf of Miche. Most of the class is unsure of whether they should accept the apology, but Chloe, Ash, and Goh do forgive Regina and Miche. And I love that Pikachu and Eevee are also like, don't worry about it, yeah, we forgive you, to Miche. The episode then cuts to Cerise Institute where Regina's parents ask Professor Cerise if he can examine Glaceon. Regina's parents say that Glaceon has a lot of power, which it uses to freeze anything it dislikes. And because it's constantly freezing anything it hates, Regina has been unable to make friends, and she has had to transfer schools over and over again. Therefore, they are worried, because they don't know if they should let Regina and Glaceon be together. They want Regina to have friends, but if she stays with Glaceon, she might be alone forever, and so they desperately want Professor Cerise's help. Now, Professor Cerise is clearly not convinced that Glaceon is the problem here. And I wasn't either at this point, because it's clear that Miche only freezes those that hurt Regina in some way. The episode then cuts back to the school. The students start to avoid Regina. They are clearly wary of her due to what happened with Miche before. This is exactly what Regina's parents fear. However, Chloe still wants to be friends with Regina, so she tells Regina that they should eat lunch together, with Eevee and Miche too. But Regina refuses. Chloe does not give up, however, and she says that they can just eat lunch together the next day. But Regina reveals that she won't be coming back to school the next day because she will be gone. Chloe is shocked, and she says, but we have only just become friends. But Regina says that Miche is her only friend, and she then leaves because the teacher wants to see her. So Regina meets with the teacher, and we can't hear what the teacher is saying, but I thought that she was probably scolding Regina for the freezing incident. Chloe, Ash, and Goh thought the same thing since they entered the room in a panic, and they asked the teacher not to kick out Regina because she is not to blame for what happened. Glaceon was just trying to protect Regina. The teacher reveals that this is not what she had in mind. She was simply telling Regina about the school since Regina only just transferred here, so there is still a lot she does not know about the school. This surprises Regina as well because she just assumed that the same thing would happen again, meaning that she would have to transfer again because of Miche, and so she was not actually listening to what the teacher was saying. Chloe is relieved and happy because it turns out that she jumped to conclusions, since Regina did say that she would be gone, and because Regina is fine. Regina looks at Chloe in disbelief because Regina realizes that Chloe really does care about her. Chloe once again says that she wants to eat lunch with Regina. Regina sends out Miche, who is immediately on edge. Chloe does try to calm Miche down, but Miche gets ready to unleash another blizzard. However, Regina tells Miche to stop, and Miche does stop, but Miche ends up fainting, which is shocking. The episode then cuts to Cerise Institute where Professor Cerise examines Miche. Regina wonders if Miche will be okay. Chloe holds Regina's hand, and I love that Chloe says Daijobu, Daijobu, or don't worry, which is Dawn's catchphrase. Ash and Goh also reassure Regina that everything will be fine, and Regina is touched by everyone's support. Professor Cerise then says that Miche's condition is stable, but that Miche should stay here and rest. Regina inquires about Miche's condition, and Professor Cerise says that Regina has been taking good care of Miche. He could tell from the test results. But Miche's body temperature is way too low. Glaceon are known for having low body temperatures, but Miche's body temperature is still far lower than it should be. Professor Cerise then mentions that he knows that Miche has been unleashing powerful blizzards recently, and he says that it's because of this that Miche's body temperature is so low. Miche is overexerting itself when it uses blizzard, and so it can't control its body temperature properly. If this continues, then Miche will... Professor Cerise does not complete the sentence, but it is easy to guess what he was going to say. Regina then starts crying and she blames herself for what's happening to Miche. She talks about the memory that was shown earlier in the episode, which was actually the first time that Miche froze anyone. But from this moment on, Miche would freeze anyone that would bully Regina. And before long, Miche was always on edge, making sure that no one could hurt Regina. This explains why Miche was clearly angry when Regina first entered the classroom. Regina goes on to say that she knew that she shouldn't have relied on Miche all the time, but she still did. She was always hiding behind Miche. Regina then apologizes to Miche because she could not protect Miche, even though Miche was always protecting her. This is not what a friend would do. Chloe says that Regina and Miche are still friends, that Miche protects Regina out of love. Regina's parents then burst into the room saying that they were shocked when they received a call from the school. And they wonder if it happened again, meaning did Miche freeze someone again. They then notice that Miche is not looking good and they are worried. But they also say that something really was wrong with Miche, but Professor Suri says that there is nothing wrong with Miche. Regina, in tears, then finally reveals the truth to her parents, who embrace Regina while in tears as well, and they apologize for not realizing what was really happening. Which is a very touching scene. Regina then declares that she will get stronger so that she can protect Miche. Chloe, Ash, and Goh cheer Regina on, and Regina thanks them for their support. It does bother me though that Regina says Goh, Ash, and Chloe. She should have said Chloe's name first, since Chloe is the one that has supported her the most thus far. Miche then wakes up, which makes Regina very happy. Regina's parents then realize that Regina did have a friend all along. The episode then cuts back to the school where Regina and Miche apologize to the other students for what happened. Regina then says that she and Miche love to create ice theme parks to play in, and she thought that it would be great if they made one now so that everyone can play together. So, Miche creates an ice wonderland / playground with the help of Ash's Dracovish and Goh's Arctozolt and Goh's Dugong. Everyone then proceeds to have a lot of fun in this ice theme park, and indeed, this park does look like it would be a ton of fun to play in. Also, I know it's still a bit early, but this episode does feel like a Christmas episode, which is nice. Regina then decides to also add an ice skating ring. So, Miche uses Ice Beam to freeze the ground. Eevee then uses Ice Beam as well be a copycat to help, which surprises Regina, but it did not surprise me because at this point, it is expected that Eevee will copy a move from the evolution that appears in the episode in question. Chloe explains that Eevee sometimes manages to use the moves of her evolutions. I would say that sometimes is putting it lightly. And Regina thinks that this is wonderful. Everyone then plays around in the completed ice skating ring, which also looks like it would indeed be a ton of fun. The episode then cuts to Suri's Institute. Some time has clearly passed since Chloe is excited because she got a package from Regina, meaning that Regina went back home. Chloe opens the package with Ash and Goh. Inside, they find a snow globe with Miche inside, which is both adorable and very pretty. They also find a letter from Regina. In the letter, Regina says that she is doing great, and she wonders how Chloe, Ash, and Goh are doing. She reveals that Miche has not unleashed a blizzard in a long time, but she means one of the bully eliminating blizzards, because Miche has used plenty of normal blizzards since Regina has taken a liking to battling. And we do see a battle where Miche easily defeats a Victory Bell. Regina concludes the letter by saying that she and Miche will return for a visit during school break, which makes Chloe very happy, while Ash and Goh say that they should battle Regina the next time they see her. The episode ends with Chloe and Eevee staring at the snow globe, while the narrator says that by meeting Regina and Miche, Chloe and Eevee witnessed the deep bond between people and Pokemon, and Chloe hopes that she and Eevee can be this close one day. And that's the episode. So overall, this was a very heartwarming episode. I really did feel for Regina and Miche throughout the episode, and I am glad that they did end up happy that they got to stay together in the end. I think that the bond between Regina and Miche was indeed beautiful, and this episode really shows how close Pokemon and people can be, how much they can truly care for each other, and it is always nice to see such a powerful friendship. And I like how Regina developed over the course of the episode. At first, she was ironically an ice queen. She did not talk, she always had a sad expression, and she was just cold, emotionless, and disinterested. But by the end of the episode, she was happy, confident, friendly, outgoing, and she talked a lot more. She also took a liking to Pokemon battles, which is cool. I ended up really liking Regina, so hopefully she does appear again in the future. And considering that she is into Pokemon battles now, it would be nice if she joins the Pokemon World Coronation series. It would be a great twist if she turns out to be an amazing battler, and she rises through the ranks fast, and in the future she ends up battling Ash in an Ultra Class battle. Now this probably won't happen, but man would it be insanely cool if it did. Of course, Regina does not need to join the World Coronation series in order to battle Ash. They could still have a normal, unofficial battle, which would be cool as well. I also liked this episode because it was a Glaceon Glaceon focused episode. Glaceon is not my favorite evolution, but it is one of my favorites, and it has always had a special place in my heart. I do think that they probably chose Glaceon for this episode because the Diamond and Pearl remakes were right around the corner, and they chose Glaceon instead of Leafeon because Christmas is around the corner. Now, my only gripe with this episode is that even though this was supposed to be a Chloe and Eevee focused episode, just like every other evolution episode, in this episode, Chloe and Eevee instead felt like supporting characters, while Regina and Miche took over as main characters, which did feel a little odd. And so, Chloe and Eevee's development and growth in this episode was not very significant, especially when compared to previous evolution episodes. Even the now classic moment when Eevee uses its evolution's move felt kind of inconsequential in this episode. Like it was just done to keep the tradition going and not because it was really essential or important. So while this episode was still good and I still did really enjoy it, it did fail a bit as a Chloe and Eevee focused episode. But that's the video, as always. Leave your own thoughts down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did and would like to see more like it, then please consider subscribing to my channel. I love Pokemon and I love making videos on both the anime and the games. Also, please consider clicking the links on screen so that you can check out more videos like this right away. Thank you very much for watching, and let's meet again in the next video.